What if I told you that the small chips powering your smartphone, your car, and even military drones could determine the future of global power? Today, semiconductors are at the heart of everything, from consumer electronics to AI and defense technology. But the fight for control of these chips isn't just a corporate battle, it's a geopolitical one. And with Donald Trump's victory in the 2024 U.S. presidential election, this high-tech power struggle is about to enter a new phase. As Trump returns to office, we can expect his administration to double down on reshoring semiconductor manufacturing to the U.S., pushing for stronger restrictions on China's access to advanced chips, and intensifying efforts to maintain America's technological and military superiority. In this video, we're diving deep into why these microchips have become so crucial, how the U.S. plans to outpace China in this race, and what it all means for the future of global power. We'll explore how these tiny chips are shaping the future, why they're so important to the global economy, and how they're at the center of a high-stakes geopolitical battle. Now let's get started. Semiconductors are the backbone of modern technology. They're the brains inside your smartphone, the control units in your car, and even the advanced weaponry used in modern warfare. They've gone from being a mere component of consumer electronics to becoming one of the most strategic assets in global politics. The world is seeing a tech arms race with semiconductor innovation at the core. In both civilian and military applications, the stakes couldn't be higher. Countries with control over semiconductor supply chains and technology have an upper hand not only in economic terms but also in security. Chips power everything from the Internet of Things, IoT, to autonomous vehicles, from artificial intelligence to next-generation weaponry. As such, whoever controls the flow and production of semiconductors will shape the future of both the global economy and geopolitics. The story of semiconductors begins in the mid-20th century with the invention of the transistor, a revolutionary component that made possible smaller, faster, and more efficient electronics. This kicked off the age of personal computing, eventually leading to the modern-day tech explosion. By the 1970s, the microprocessor emerged, a groundbreaking chip capable of performing millions of calculations in seconds. Today, modern processors pack over 100 billion transistors into chips no larger than a coin. This remarkable progress follows Moore's Law, a prediction made in 1965 by Intel co-founder Gordon Moore, which stated that the number of transistors on a chip would double roughly every 2 years, leading to exponential growth in computing power. Today's most advanced microprocessors can perform trillions of operations per second, enabling AI-driven technologies, real-time simulations, and breakthroughs in fields like medicine and climate modeling. As transistors near atomic scales, engineers are exploring innovations like 3D chip architectures, quantum computing, and materials such as graphene to continue this progress. From supercomputers to wearable tech, microprocessors remain the backbone of modern technology, shaping the future of industries and even global power dynamics. What we're seeing now is a massive shift. Semiconductors are no longer just about consumer products. They are now the driving force behind national security, military power, and AI innovation. The race for dominance in this space has intensified, particularly between the U.S. and China. China has been making aggressive strides to reduce its reliance on foreign technology, especially in the semiconductor sector. Over the past decade, the Chinese government has made semiconductor development a national priority, aiming to produce 70% of its semiconductors domestically by 2025. To achieve this, China has poured billions into the industry, launching a series of ambitious programs designed to boost local production, research, and innovation. In fact, since 2014, China has committed over $150 billion to its National Integrated Circuit Industry Investment Fund, commonly known as the Big Fund, which has helped accelerate domestic chip manufacturing, research, and development. One of China's most ambitious efforts has been the development of its own semiconductor champions, with companies like SMIC, Semiconductor Manufacturing International Corporation, leading the way. SMIC has made significant progress in improving its chip fabrication capabilities, focusing on narrowing the technological gap between itself and the world's top semiconductor players, such as Taiwan's TSMC and South Korea's Samsung. By 2023, SMIC had reached 7% of the global foundry market, a modest but growing share in an industry dominated by TSMC and Samsung, which collectively control around 70% of the market. SMIC has even begun producing 7nm chips, a critical milestone in narrowing the gap with its competitors, though it still lags behind leaders like TSMC, which is manufacturing 3nm chips. China's government has provided enormous support to domestic chip makers like SMIC in the form of subsidies, tax breaks, and research grants. This financial backing has allowed SMIC to ramp up its production capacity for advanced chips, particularly those smaller than 10 nanometers, a crucial threshold for next-generation semiconductors. However, the United States is equally determined to maintain its lead in the semiconductor industry and has taken significant steps to slow China's progress. U.S. export restrictions have become a key tool, blocking China's access to critical semiconductor manufacturing equipment, such as extreme ultraviolet EUV lithography machines. These machines, produced by Dutch company ASML, are essential for producing the most advanced chips. With U.S. allies like Japan and the Netherlands also limiting exports, China has been forced to rely on older technologies. In addition to restricting access to manufacturing equipment, the U.S. has imposed sanctions on Chinese companies like SMIC, limiting their ability to acquire advanced materials and intellectual property. The CHIPS and Science Act, passed in 2022, allocated billions of dollars to boost domestic semiconductor production and reduce reliance on foreign supply chains. Companies like Intel, Nvidia, and TSMC are now building advanced fabrication plants in the U.S., further reinforcing American leadership in the sector. China is undeterred by these challenges and has redoubled its efforts to become self-sufficient. The government is heavily investing in domestic R&D, semiconductor design, and manufacturing facilities. In 2023, China announced plans to invest an additional $40 billion in semiconductor research and innovation by 2025, creating a robust ecosystem for chip design and fabrication. It has also focused on attracting top global talent, offering lucrative packages to semiconductor experts to build a stronger domestic industry. Yet despite these efforts, China's semiconductor industry still faces significant hurdles. In 2023, China accounted for nearly 40% of global semiconductor consumption, but produced only 15% of the chips it used. This dependence on foreign imports, particularly from U.S. companies like Intel and Qualcomm and Taiwanese firms like TSMC, underscores the challenges China faces in achieving its ambitious goals. The stakes in this semiconductor race are extraordinarily high. Semiconductors are the backbone of modern technology, powering everything from AI applications and 5G networks to military systems. The country that controls the most advanced semiconductor technologies will hold a critical advantage in shaping the future of industries and geopolitics. Trump's victory in the 2024 U.S. presidential election signals an even more aggressive approach to counter China's ambitions. His administration is expected to tighten export controls further, impose new tariffs on Chinese-made semiconductors, and strengthen efforts to reshore chip production. Trump's America First policy emphasizes semiconductors as critical to both economic security and military power, with initiatives aimed at keeping the U.S. ahead in this race. Meanwhile, China continues to push forward. Its ambitious Made in China 2025 initiative underscores the nation's goal to produce 70% of its chips domestically by 2025. If successful, this could mark a seismic shift in the global semiconductor landscape, challenging U.S. dominance in the field and altering the balance of power in key technology areas like AI, defense, and advanced computing. The battle over semiconductors is not just a corporate competition, it's a strategic fight for global dominance. As the U.S. and China intensify their efforts, the next few years will be critical in determining not only the future of technology, but also the global balance of power. Thanks for tuning in to Behind the Tech Curtain. If you found this video insightful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll keep you updated on everything you need to know about the future of technology and global power. Until next time, stay curious and keep looking behind the curtain.